Imagine standing in a room filled with your adversaries, each one waiting for you to make a wrong move. But instead of confronting them head-on, you navigate through the tension with grace, never raising your voice or lifting a finger. This is the art of overcoming enemies without confrontation, a skill that the Stoics mastered centuries ago. In today's world, where conflicts can arise in the most unexpected places, these ancient strategies are more relevant than ever. The Stoics believed that true strength lies not in defeating others, but in mastering oneself. They taught that by controlling our emotions, we can disarm our enemies without a single word. This video will guide you through 9 powerful Stoic tactics to neutralize your enemies without confrontation, helping you maintain your peace of mind while subtly turning the tables in your favor. Before we dive into these strategies, I want to remind you to like this video, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Your engagement helps us continue sharing valuable content like this, and we appreciate your support. Now let's begin our journey into the wisdom of the Stoics and discover how to conquer conflicts with calm and cunning. 1. Master emotional control. Picture this: a heated argument where tempers flare, voices rise, and tension thickens the air. Now imagine yourself in the same situation, but instead of getting swept up in the chaos, you remain calm, collected, and unfazed. This is the power of emotional control, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed that while we cannot control the actions of others, we can always control how we respond. By mastering your emotions, you take away the power your enemies have over you. They may try to provoke you, to draw you into a confrontation, but when you refuse to react, you leave them powerless. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It's about understanding them, acknowledging them, and then choosing not to let them dictate your actions. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, often reminded himself that the mind adapts and turns obstacles into opportunities. Your enemy's attempts to unsettle you can become a proving ground for your emotional resilience. Consider this: the next time someone tries to push your buttons, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace of mind? By taking a step back and assessing the situation, you can respond with calm and clarity rather than with anger or frustration. This approach not only protects your emotional well-being, but also disarms your opponent, who likely expected a very different reaction. As we move into the next section, we'll explore how focusing on self-improvement can be your most powerful weapon against those who seek to bring you down. This tactic not only strengthens your resolve, but also makes your enemies' efforts irrelevant. Stay with me, because what's coming next is a game changer in the art of subtle yet powerful conflict resolution. 2. Focus on self-improvement. Imagine this scenario. You're surrounded by people who doubt you, criticize your every move, and seem to take pleasure in your failures. It's easy to get caught up in trying to prove them wrong, to engage in endless battles of words or actions. But what if, instead, you simply focused on becoming the best version of yourself? This is where true power lies, not in defeating your enemies, but in surpassing them through your own growth and success. The Stoics understood that the most effective way to neutralize your enemies is to make their efforts irrelevant. When you channel your energy into self-improvement, you're not just working to better yourself, you're also outgrowing those who wish to see you fail. They may try to drag you down, but as you rise above, their negativity becomes insignificant. As Marcus Aurelius famously said, the best revenge is to be unlike your enemy. Think about it. Every moment you spend worrying about what your enemies are doing is a moment you could be using to advance your own goals. Whether it's learning a new skill, improving your health, or pursuing a passion, these acts of self-betterment are far more powerful than any confrontation. They build a foundation of confidence and resilience that no enemy can shake. So, ask yourself, what steps can you take today to improve yourself, to rise above the noise and distractions created by those who wish you harm? By focusing on your personal growth, you not only protect your peace of mind, but also create a life so full and rich that the opinions and actions of others lose their power over you. As we move forward, we'll delve into another powerful Stoic tactic: strategic withdrawal. This technique involves knowing when to step back, reassess, and approach conflicts with a calm mind, ensuring you stay in control of the situation. Stay tuned, because understanding this strategy could be the key to maintaining your composure and strength in the face of adversity. 3. Use strategic withdrawal. Consider the story of the Roman general Fabius Maximus, known as the Delayer. Faced with the formidable forces of Hannibal during the Second Punic War, Fabius realized that direct confrontation would lead to certain defeat. Instead, he employed a strategy of strategic withdrawal, avoiding open battles and wearing down his enemy through a war of attrition. This approach, though criticized at first, ultimately proved successful in preserving Rome's strength and weakening Hannibal's forces. Fabius's tactic of avoiding direct confrontation is a lesson in the power of strategic withdrawal. In life, there are moments when the best course of action is to step back, reassess, and choose not to engage. This doesn't mean surrendering. It means preserving your energy and waiting for the right moment to act. By withdrawing, you give yourself time to gain perspective, allowing emotions to cool and clarity to emerge. Imagine you're in a heated argument or facing a situation that seems impossible to win. Instead of pushing forward in the heat of the moment, consider stepping back. Ask yourself, is this battle worth fighting right now? What do I gain by engaging, and what might I lose? By withdrawing strategically, you maintain control over your actions and prevent your enemies from dictating the terms of the conflict. This approach aligns perfectly with the Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control. When you choose to withdraw, you're exercising control over your response, rather than reacting impulsively to external pressures. It's a form of strength, not weakness, and it allows you to navigate conflicts with a clear, rational mind. As we continue, we'll explore the concept of practicing indifference, how embracing the Stoic idea of apatheia can protect you from the emotional turmoil that enemies often try to create. This next tactic will show you how to remain unshaken, no matter what comes your way. Stay with me, because understanding this principle could transform the way you handle conflicts in your life. 4. Practice indifference, apatheia. Have you ever noticed how some people seem completely unbothered by the chaos around them? They remain calm, centered, and unaffected by the turbulence of life. This state of being is known as apatheia in Stoic philosophy, a profound indifference to things outside our control. One of the most famous Stoics, Epictetus, taught that true freedom comes from not letting external events disturb our inner peace. But how do we achieve this level of detachment in the face of adversity? Imagine you're in a situation where someone is trying to provoke you, whether through harsh words, criticism, or even betrayal. The natural response might be to react, to defend yourself, or fight back. But the Stoics would argue that reacting only gives power to the person trying to disturb you. Instead, they encourage us to practice indifference, not in the sense of not caring, but in choosing not to let these provocations affect our emotional state. This doesn't mean ignoring the problem or pretending it doesn't exist. Instead, it's about recognizing that you cannot control what others do or say, but you can control how you respond. When you embrace apatheia, you take away the power that others have over you. Their attempts to upset you fall flat because you refuse to engage on their terms. This kind of emotional resilience is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and a powerful tool for overcoming enemies without confrontation. Think about how this principle could apply to your own life. Is there someone whose actions or words tend to upset you? What if, instead of reacting, you simply acknowledged their behavior and moved on, unaffected? By doing so, you maintain your peace of mind and demonstrate a strength that few people possess. As we continue, we'll discuss how turning adversity into opportunity can be your next step in mastering the art of conflict resolution. This strategy not only helps you rise above challenges, but also turns potential threats into avenues for personal growth. So, stay with me, because what's coming up next is all about transforming obstacles into stepping stones. 5. Turn adversity into opportunity. Consider the story of Viktor Frankl, a renowned psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor who found meaning in the midst of unimaginable suffering. While imprisoned in a concentration camp, Frankl discovered that even in the most horrific circumstances, one thing remains within our control: our attitude. Instead of succumbing to despair, he chose to see his suffering as an opportunity to understand the depths of the human spirit, and later, to help others find meaning in their lives. His experience is a profound example of turning adversity into opportunity, a core principle of Stoicism. The Stoics believed that every challenge we face is a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. When life throws obstacles in your path, instead of seeing them as setbacks, view them as opportunities to learn and improve. This mindset shift is powerful. It transforms you from a victim of circumstance into a proactive agent of your own life. When your enemies try to undermine you, use their actions as fuel for your own development. By doing so, you rob them of their power and turn their attempts at harm into your personal victories. Let's bring this idea into your own life. Think about a recent challenge you faced, perhaps a difficult colleague, a personal loss, or even a failure. What did you learn from that experience? How did it make you stronger? By reflecting on these questions, you'll begin to see that every adversity carries within it the seed of opportunity. This doesn't mean the process is easy, but it does mean it's worthwhile. Each challenge is a stepping stone on your path to becoming a more resilient and capable person. As we move forward, we'll explore how setting boundaries can protect your mental and emotional space from being invaded by negativity. This next tactic will empower you to maintain your peace of mind even when surrounded by adversarial forces. Stay tuned, because learning to set effective boundaries is crucial to living a life of strength and serenity. 6. Set boundaries. Imagine a fortress, walls strong and high, protecting everything within from the dangers outside. Now, think of your personal boundaries as this fortress, essential for safeguarding your mental and emotional well-being. The ancient Stoics knew that just as a city must have strong defenses, so too must we establish firm boundaries in our lives. But what does it mean to set boundaries, and why are they so crucial when dealing with adversaries? Setting boundaries is about defining what is acceptable and what is not in your interactions with others. It's about knowing your limits and having the strength to enforce them, even when it's uncomfortable. For instance, if someone in your life constantly brings negativity, draining your energy and disrupting your peace, It's essential to set a boundary. This could mean limiting the time you spend with them, or being clear about what topics of conversation are off limits. The Stoics believe that we are responsible for our own happiness, and part of that responsibility is protecting ourselves from harm, whether it's physical, emotional, or psychological. By setting boundaries, you take control of your environment and prevent others from dictating how you should feel or act. This doesn't mean you have to be rigid or unkind. Rather, it's about respecting yourself enough to demand the same respect from others. Consider your own life. Are there areas where your boundaries are weak or non-existent? How has this affected your relationships or your peace of mind? By identifying where your boundaries need strengthening, you can take proactive steps to reinforce them, ensuring that you're not left vulnerable to the whims and negativity of others. As we move forward, we'll discuss the power of strategic silence, how sometimes the best response is no response at all. This tactic will show you how to maintain control and composure by simply choosing when not to engage. Stay with me, because learning the art of silence can be a game changer in navigating conflicts. 7. Employ strategic silence. Imagine a chess match where every move is calculated, every piece strategically placed. Now picture yourself in a heated argument where words are flying back and forth like pieces on a board. But instead of making the next move, you choose to stay silent. This is not a sign of weakness, but a powerful strategy, one that allows you to control the game without making a single move. This is the essence of strategic silence, a tactic that the Stoics mastered to perfection. The Stoics believed that silence could be more powerful than words. By choosing when not to speak, you maintain control over the situation and deny your adversaries the reaction they seek. It's a way to rise above the fray, to demonstrate that you're not easily swayed by the emotions or provocations of others. In fact, by withholding your response, you often leave your adversaries uncertain and unsettled, unsure of what you're thinking or planning. Consider how this strategy might apply in your own life. Think of a time when someone tried to provoke you, expecting a reaction. What if, instead of engaging, you simply remained silent? What if you chose to listen, to observe, and to respond only when it truly mattered? By doing so, you preserve your energy, maintain your dignity, and often leave your adversaries powerless as their attempts to unsettle you fall flat. Strategic silence is not about avoiding conflict. It's about choosing your battles wisely and ensuring that when you do speak, your words carry weight. It's about understanding that sometimes the most effective way to communicate is by saying nothing at all. As we continue, we'll delve into the importance of building alliances, how surrounding yourself with the right people can strengthen your position and help neutralize your enemies. This next tactic will show you the power of community and support in navigating conflicts. So stay tuned, because learning to build strong alliances is key to thriving in any adversarial environment. 8. Build alliances. Imagine you're in a battlefield, surrounded by adversaries and outnumbered. But then, you glance over your shoulder and see your allies, loyal, strong, and ready to stand by your side. This scenario isn't just for war. It applies to life's everyday conflicts. The power of building strong alliances cannot be overstated. Even the Stoics, who valued self-reliance, understood the importance of community and support in navigating life's challenges. Throughout history, great leaders have recognized that success isn't achieved alone. Julius Caesar, for example, formed strategic alliances that allowed him to rise to power in Rome. These alliances weren't just about gaining more soldiers. They were about creating a network of support that could be relied upon in times of need. In your own life, building alliances means surrounding yourself with people who uplift, support, and protect you from the negativity of adversaries. Consider your own circle. Who are the people you can rely on when things get tough? Do you have mentors, friends, or colleagues who provide you with strength and guidance? By cultivating these relationships, you create a buffer against the challenges that enemies may throw your way. These alliances can offer perspective, advice, and sometimes even the simple comfort of knowing you're not alone. But building alliances isn't just about self-preservation, it's also about creating a community where everyone thrives. When you surround yourself with like-minded individuals, you foster an environment of mutual support and growth. This not only helps you neutralize adversaries, but also propels you toward your goals with a collective strength. As we approach the final section, we'll explore how leading by example can undermine the efforts of your enemies and solidify your position as someone of integrity and virtue. This next tactic is the ultimate Stoic approach to overcoming challenges through unwavering personal excellence. Stay tuned, because understanding how to lead by example is the key to mastering your own life and influencing others. 9. Lead by example. Think back to the legendary philosopher king, Marcus Aurelius. Despite being the most powerful man in the Roman Empire, he didn't rule with an iron fist. Instead, he led by example, embodying the Stoic virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. His leadership wasn't about commanding respect. It was about earning it through his actions and character. This is the essence of leading by example, a strategy that disarms your enemies by demonstrating unwavering integrity and virtue. When you lead by example, you set a standard for others to follow. Your actions speak louder than any words, and they become a powerful tool in neutralizing those who might seek to undermine you. Instead of engaging in petty conflicts or retaliating against those who oppose you, you focus on maintaining your principles and doing what is right. Over time, this consistent behavior builds a reputation that is difficult for anyone to challenge. Consider your own life. How do your actions reflect your values? Are you leading in a way that others would want to follow? By aligning your behavior with your beliefs, you not only strengthen your position, but also inspire others to do the same. This approach not only silences critics, but also fosters respect and admiration from those around you. But leading by example isn't just about influence, it's also about personal growth. Each time you choose to act with integrity, even when it's difficult, you reinforce your own character and build inner strength. This is the true power of Stoicism, the ability to rise above challenges and lead a life of purpose and virtue, regardless of external circumstances. As we conclude this exploration of Stoic strategies for overcoming enemies, remember that the ultimate goal is not to defeat others, but to master oneself. By leading by example, you create a life of strength, resilience, and honor. One that is impervious to the efforts of those who might wish you harm. As we conclude this journey into the Stoic strategies for overcoming enemies without confrontation, take a moment to reflect on the wisdom we've explored. From mastering emotional control to leading by example, these tactics are not just tools for dealing with adversaries. They are principles for living a life of strength, integrity, and peace. The Stoics taught us that true power lies not in defeating others, but in mastering ourselves. By applying these strategies, you can navigate conflicts with grace and emerge stronger, no matter the challenges you face. Before you go, I'd like to hear your thoughts. Which of these Stoic strategies resonates most with you? Have you faced situations where these principles could have made a difference? Share your experiences in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insights on living a Stoic life. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of timeless wisdom. Remember, the journey doesn't end here. There's always more to learn and apply. Stay wise, stay strong, and until next time, keep cultivating your inner fortress.